then what can you tell me about each of the classes? So we got this right here. I'll show the camera.
Those are our jump boots.
Jump boots. Okay. And I've seen these, but is it basically like what composes a class using these?
So
usually
these initially I started our studio with these.
Okay.
So I saw a video of somebody like overseas, and of course like everything's more popular. You know, we always get
on
the
the other
trends.
side. Yeah, exactly.
We always get the trends like secondary.
Yeah.
So when I saw it, I was like, wow, that's amazing. So I'm a physical therapy assistant.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So when I saw these, I was like, decreased impact on the joints. So as you bounce in them, the rubber bands that are in the center of these take the impact off your joints. So over 80% of the impact is decreased by utilizing the boots. You can burn up to 20 calories a minute with these boots. You can increase your lung capacity, heart health. It increases your lymphatic system, the blood flowing,
all the wonderful systems in the body.
It's essentially a lot more effective and efficient for you to exercise than any traditional workout like treadmill or anything like that.
I would have never guessed, and it makes sense, you know, once you said it, but the therapy side of it, the mobility side of things.
So when I initially saw that, I was like, oh my God. So I kind of wanted to like take things away from like CrossFit. CrossFit's great, you know, and that, but I was seeing a lot of patients that were getting injured from CrossFit, joint injuries and like things that, you know, and that were happening from the wear and tear. And it's just like as we age, wear and tear on the body, exercising, it becomes hard. People can't do it anymore. Yeah. So this is really just for all ages, and it's fun.
And it's cool. So everybody can get in on this, right? They can get the cardio aspect and everything.
Yeah, a little bit of body toning as well.
Yeah, and that's cool. But what brought, like, so you have this and everything. I imagine there was obviously a need for classes like this just kind of in the area. So you brought this, and then you brought all the other ones that came with it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I saw the video. I was like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I would love to try it and just see what happens. I really had no expectations for it.
Yeah.
Me and my husband own a martial arts studio. It's called DeCore Martial Arts.
It's that one right
there.
Behind us. That's awesome.
On the other side of this now.
Blocked off area. Yeah.
So they're doing private lessons over there now. But when I saw it, I was like, you know what? No harm, no foul. Like, let's just see what happens. I started a class like one night a week utilizing the boots. I bought the boots, decided like, okay, I'm going to set this price. We're going to rent them out for, during the class. Because obviously nobody has these. We're just laying around in their closet. Like most people don't.
Yeah.
So I started off with a certain amount of boots, developed my own classes and what I thought would work best.
Yeah.
And just started a class one day a week after he was done teaching, the martial arts classes in our studio, just utilizing that space. Ended up it just turned into something that was like,
it probably blew up, I'd imagine.
It had its ups and downs, but we had a lot of of course there's a lot of people first time that are like, want to try it. So it was pretty popular initially, and then I expanded just to all the local suburbs around where we were, because just to travel, people weren't going to travel 40 minutes to work out a few days a week. So as we grew, I grew into other people's facilities, offered the classes elsewhere.
So you're not just teaching here. So you're elsewhere doing this stuff.
So right now, when we opened up this studio, we started about a half hour from where we are now. We opened up this studio. So we've been in business now, I don't know, almost 7 years with the jump classes.
That's so cool. Okay.
So initially the way it started was I went into other people's studios and hosted these classes. Once we opened up our bigger location and we were able to share space side by side, then we started weekly classes in my studio, in our own studio spaces. So then I then kind of pulled my classes from around the area, put them just here, but I go to other spaces and do pop-up classes. So I do travel. I travel an hour and a half.
But that's brilliant though. That from a business perspective. So not only do you have the building, but for anybody looking to start something new, you do have to kind of bring your idea to the studio. Yeah. They can't just, they got to know about it first, and then they can be like, oh, that's damn cool.
It's an intrinsic thing. So it's not everyone wants to try it. Not everyone wants to do it. Someone would rather just be like, let me bring you in. You can host the classes. You can bring all your equipment. Yeah. And we just split percentage of the class and what it brings in. And it also draws more business, and this draws attention. Like,
it drew my eye.
It draws more business to people that don't have it, or aren't doing it. So, so that's why I travel to other people's places and host the classes as well.
But I imagine in the beginning, it's obvious you have a message. You've got this cool class idea. So I imagine, people might be skeptical at first, but once they do it, once they find the benefits behind it, they probably stick with it. They probably don't just leave. Your retention rate is probably fantastic.
Yeah. So I think I have a little bit over 100 active members right now.
That's awesome.
It's, it varies. There's busier times where it climbs, the height of our workout, close to 150 to 200 people. Come January, everyone will be ready to go.
Oh,
again.
Yeah. You're going to get a massive influx.
But it has been good, So they say, like, after 5 years, if you make it, then you're ready to roll, So we've been in for almost 7 years now, and we've just consistently, steadily grown. And we've done it just me and my husband, just putting back in what we make, just growing, what we're trying to do here.
Reinvesting.
My ideal goal is just to have a studio that's like the first rebounding studio in Ohio. So rebounding meaning like decreasing the impact on the joints, allowing for quicker muscle recovery, allowing to burn increased calories, and it be safer and more effective for your body.
And then, so the concept of rebounding, I guess, led to the creation of this class right here.
So after about a year and a half of doing this, I saw a video of bungee fitness classes. And that was, I think the video was in like Arizona, so it was in the States this time. But
those Arizonians with their bungee fitness.
No, you know what? No, it was in Bangkok. Sorry.
Yeah.
The video that I saw was in Bangkok. It was called Bungee.
There you go.
So I was literally potentially like thinking about traveling there to go take the class and get certified in it and whatnot.
So you have to get a special certification for the bungee?
For bungee,
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was in connection with them, and then I was doing more and more research, ran into a company that actually went to Bangkok, got certified by the bungee company, came back to the U.S., and there was some things that they needed to tweak and things like that just didn't quite fit. Like
from Bangkok to here, so there had to be
like United States, like stuff that they wanted to kind of tweak a little bit, make it fit, our criteria here a little bit more and whatnot. So I had spoke with them just before really sealing the deal with the lady from Bangkok, and ended up getting my certification here in the U.S. Thank God. Didn't have to travel over there.
That would suck if you had to go over there. And it'd probably be and you were saying, the transfer would be different. Like there'd be, like you said, stuff in Bangkok that maybe
it just didn't really fit.
Fly over here.
So I ended up, it was like a 3-day course. I was in the bungee, 16 hours a day for 3 days. And then there was a portion, like a written portion and stuff like that. It's just a lot of safety and how to work out in them and stuff. I had a good background with it because of the physical therapy. A lot of the same body mechanics apply and things like that. I am now the head trainer for the lady that I got certified for. So I also do certifications for bungee. So if anybody wants to add bungee to their studio,
they go to you.
They can come here. I can outfit them with the bungees, the whole rigging, the setup. Sell them all the equipment that they need, as well as do a certification. So it's a 2-day certification now, and then we offer the communication, the continuing ed as well throughout, like whatever help they need when they get their program up and running. So I've certified 2 studios now to do it in
so cool.
a few hours away from my area.
I had no idea that existed, the bungee fitness.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's very similar concept to the jump classes. So you get in a harness. The harness hooks up to the bungee cord. Yeah. We have different sizes, like different weights, strengths for the girls to
I got it.
Be a little bit stronger.
So each is different, really.
So we have them, so we have them color coded. So you can't really tell, but like they're color coded on the top.
Oh, I see.
So that way I can look up and see that like this one's a white one. So I know the body type that should go on that white one, whether it's a little bit heavier, a little bit stronger, a little bit more muscular physique.
So it changes. Okay.
Yes. So I can do kids. I have little bungees for kids. I put my 2-year-old daughter on it before. And she loved it.
That's awesome.
And then I can do up to the 350-pound active Marine. We have bungees that fit, everybody. So it's very unique.
You're leading the charge in this whole sort of adaptive exercise with taking away, deloading, right? Taking away all this stuff. And this is the first I've heard of it, because I've seen things like this, but I had no idea, how much went into it. The fact you had to be certified, the fact that there was classes that are starting to, or studios that are starting to adopt all this. Are there other modes that you're looking into right now to kind of add to these two you got?
So I have these two. I have a thing called drum and tone. So essentially,
I need to ask you about that, because I saw that too. It was the balance balls and everything.
So essentially, we use the exercise ball and a bucket, just like a drum bucket, a gallon drum bucket. The ball sits on top of the bucket, and then we take pound sticks.
Okay.
Some women buy their own weighted sticks.
Okay.
And then you're really just following the instructor, catching the beat of the music, going back and forth, hitting the ball in the bucket, doing squats, running in place, doing jumping jacks. You're just staying moving to get a good aerobic workout. Body toning with the weight of the drumsticks, as well as getting some squats in and things like that. And also a lot of cardio. So
the drumsticks are weighted, because I thought it was just regular drumsticks.
Well, we have the regular drumsticks, and then a lot of women have weighted drumsticks, so they can go from a pound to 5 pounds, with the drumsticks. So it's really just, you make it what you want to make it. If it's not hard enough for you, Amazon sells them. You go on and you buy some.
Each drumstick is 5 pounds.
You can go from I think a pound to 5.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can just buy
whichever. One drumstick weighing 5 pounds.
I believe it goes up to 5. Yeah.
It's funny.
For sure. I'd have to check
I'll have
Amazon,
to feel it afterwards, because that's I'm trying to picture it in my head.
Weighted.
I'm 5 pounds in a drumstick. Yeah. Holy cow. Wow. Oh my gosh. Well, that's cool. And I know where I'm from, people are trying to do that and everything, but it is funny. You definitely have to do it the way you did it, in order for it to make an impact and try to get people involved in it and everything.
It's just the gym atmosphere. It's just a constant hustle.
What's
next?
Is that kind of your own personal philosophy with kind of trying to build this and grow this?
It's just, I'm hustling fitness.
Yeah.
What's next? Everything's moving, everything's changing.
Yeah.
To find something that is intrinsic and innovative and fun. That's the key. You can go to any 24-hour fitness center that's around the block. You can go to, any big corporate
regular
centers,
corporate,
and you're going to get your regular classes. You're going to get your boot camps. You're going to get, your Zumba classes. You're going to get, and nothing's wrong with that stuff.
Yeah.
Motion is medicine. So as long as you keep the body moving, that's great.
Motion is medicine.
But, and that's what I always like to say, but we have found a very good success rate with having people stick to their workouts.
Yeah.
So you get caught in a rut, and then you're bored, and it's whatever, and then you fall out of going and stuff. But we have a pretty good success rate with the girls that are joining, staying consistent with it, unless they have something going on personally or whatever. They're coming in and out and telling me, they might take a break for a little bit, but come back. It's the funnest way to work out.
But and that's my next question. In all that you've seen and all the classes you've done, all the places you've been, do you think that maybe is the missing ingredient for anybody trying to make a name for themselves in fitness, finding the new way to bring fun?
Yeah, it's more about, finding something intrinsic, something that nobody else has.
Yeah.
The stuff that nobody else has is the stuff that's, kind of explodes. Where you're going to get it.
Nobody's got this.
Yeah. I'm working on trampoline fitness classes next. So I'm doing a mixture of trampoline and strength classes.
Okay.
So you can see the trampolines kind of in the background.
I noticed that. Yeah.
And then I'm taking resistant cords and putting the resistant cords onto the trampoline. So we're going to do a cardio on the trampoline.
Okay.
And then step back and do a strength training with the resistant cord of cardio. Awesome. So we're doing anaerobic, we're heating up and cooling down your workout with some strength training and some cardio.
Yeah.
To maximize your calorie burn.
Which is different, because I've only seen the trampoline.
Training.
Yeah, you're adding the anaerobic element, or you're still making it aerobic, but you're adding the resistance part of it to that.
Yes. Jeez. And I do that with the jump classes too. So I have one class a week. It's on a Sunday, and I do a routine, and then I stop and I do strength. So I have all the girls. I instruct all the girls what kind of weights to grab, dumbbells.
Yeah.
So during the class, we'll stop after a song of hard cardio, and then we'll do just a set of weights. Whatever I have planned, whether it's 3 reps of 12 sets of bicep curls, or or squats or whatever. And yes, we do squats in the boots. I teach the proper form and how to do it, all kinds of stuff. So we're getting on the ground, doing sit-ups. So we're working, it's a really hard all over body workout.
Is it kind of also too, is the classes sort of an ultimate equalizer for people who may come from like resistance training and they think that maybe this might be easy, and I can see myself like doing this and falling on my butt, like not knowing how to do it.
And a lot of people think like, they're like, oh, there's no way I'm going to try that. I'm going to fall straight. I'm going to fall and break something. And
feels like it.
They're intimidating looking, but they were developed and designed by an orthopedic doctor and redesigned by orthopedic and a physical therapist. And so like people in the medical field are not going to redesign these if they weren't somewhat safe. They can break down just like any other equipment, so we try to help people manage them and get the right parts, repair them whenever they need to be. But
they have their foundation in therapy. There's treads.
The treads on the bottom, and then if you notice, they're wider than your shoe. So like there's a big base of support. So once you get on them, it's not really a matter of if you're going to rock like side to side and fall over in them. You're really stable. So if you've ever put yourself in a rollerblade or in like a ski boot, you're not going anywhere. Your ankle's not buckling. That's how these are. It's more just like that rocking motion.
Interesting.
Back and forth. So if you find your center of balance a little bit, and then you just right, left, and you kind of sway and you weight shift, you're fine.
It's like riding a bike. You put them on, and then you kind of figure it out.
And then we have people hold on to stuff. So like I use these ladders that I have, and people will hold on to the ladder, like initially for beginners and whatnot. And it works out perfectly fine. It's just fun. Like the classes are just fun. And
with the classes, right, you do them sequentially and everything, and is there like a program that you follow as you go through the class, or is it's just different every time? Like they come in, they get a brand new workout.
It's pretty much different every time. So somewhat like if people think about like how Zumba is, there's like a song and a Zumba routine. So we have a song, and then there's like a routine to that song. So I have like 5 or 6 instructors. Initially, I probably created 50 or 60 songs. So I train like every instructor that I bring on, I'll put it through a training process. So I typically have them like follow me, shadow me, train them, teach them at least 5 or 6 songs, try to get them enough songs that we already have in our book to lead a class, but then also try to have them start getting creative with their own songs. Like when you're an instructor, like you might connect with more, connect with your own kind of genre of music or whatever. And that's very important in, teaching the actual class. Because if you're not feeling your music and you're not feeling it, the vibe's going to be totally off. So I start them off with teaching them how to follow what we already have going on. And then let them have the creative freedom to kind of start developing and designing their own routines, helping them along the way as that being part of the training process. So I'll have them teach with me and start rotating songs with them, and then start having them do like maybe 1, 2, or 3 in a row. And then they'll start doing their own songs. Like I help build their endurance up.
So you have like the trainer songs, and then they take it and then they bring their own genre in. That's so cool.
And then once they're used to creating their own, then they just go with it, and they don't really need my help anymore. I'm there to assist them whenever they want. If they have a song that they're like, I really like the song, but I don't know what to put to it. What moves or whatnot. I come in and help them with that and get them going or whatever.
Get a routine together.
So and it's just about following that routine. And that's pretty much it. They have creative freedom then after that to kind of do what they want and make the class their own. I have some instructors that do some different things during the class, add some weights to it. It's kind of whatever they want to do. So everyone's different.
It's the freedom. So it's like they got to learn it first, and then they go and they.
So I would say there's a good mix of like reoccurring songs. So the girls are used to it. So they kind of like, oh, I know this one. Like I can
tell looking at the class right now. Everybody already knows what they're doing.
And then there's some brand new ones. So it's. I think every class is somewhat different, which is good.
I absolutely love this. I think this is the coolest thing ever.
And it's for all levels too. Beginner, advanced, intermediate. I've had some people that are like, I run 10 miles, a week, or I run 4 miles a day. And they've come in and they're like, this was so different, but I love it. It's just a totally different endurance. But I also don't like that throwing people off that are like, I've never worked out before. I just, I just want to get back into it.
You don't want to scare them away and everything. You want to draw them in.
So, I usually just try to, motion is medicine. Everyone's different. Whether the advanced person is on the other side of the floor, pushing themselves as much as they can and maximizing their workout doesn't mean that the girl that's 3 people over is going to be doing the same. She is totally free to run in place and just do what she can, do the modifications to the moves, and pick it up as she goes along. So that's the beauty of this.
And I'll ask you this too. So before we finish, you talked to me about Herbalife. Did you want to give a little Herbalife plug so people could buy Herbalife through you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I do have, I became an Herbalife distributor probably about 2 or 3 years ago. So my Herbalife is Nicole DeCore.
Okay, and they could look you up online, order your products. Okay.
Yeah.
So they could do online. They don't have to go in person.
No. It's, it's NicoleDeCore.GoHerbalife.com.
.GoHerbalife.com. Okay.
Yes. And they can order products through that website or whatever, or they can contact me and I can help them out with whatever they're looking for. But when we moved to this location a few months, we moved here maybe 5 months ago.
Yeah.
It had I was already a distributor, but I was a distributor because I liked the product and I just wanted it myself.
I just tried. I mean, it's really damn good. It's so good. Yeah.
So it had this like little kitchen area here.
Yeah.
So we decided let's just put the shake shop in there. So now we're doing protein shakes and teas, so the girls can get a tea or a shake before or after class, and just kind of like a full service workout center.
So that's the way to go, because I know a bunch of studios are trying to do that, trying to implement like their health food store within the gym, and then with all this stuff going on.
Yeah.
Okay. So Herbalife, that's awesome. And yes, I do vouch for it. I love this lemonade, right? What is this?
It's a tea. It's just an energy tea. So there's a little bit of an energy boost in there. It's called Lift Off.
It's going to keep me awake. I'm going to go to bed and be like, shouldn't have drank that tea.
And then I think I put the peach tea in there for you and the mango aloe.
Thank you so much. It's so good. I love it. So his business is called what? DeCore?
DeCore Martial Arts, yes.
Okay, and his background is he's been doing martial arts for
he's been doing martial arts for over 30 years. So he started when he was like 5 or 6.
Everybody I talk to has done martial arts. They just know martial arts. Like they've been doing it forever.
Yeah. He started you know what? I'm sorry. I think he started when he was about 8. He's about to be 30.
Yeah.
So about
he's an
30
underachiever
years.
Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
So it's not he's
he has,
not that long. Yeah.
He just has a natural ability, like a talent for it. It's crazy. He's got, over the course of him doing martial arts, when he was a kid, him and his dad traveled all over and competed.
Yeah.
He was in like a few different circuits, like competitive sport karate circuits.
Yeah.
NASCA being one, the MBL being another one.
Yeah.
And one year, him and his dad did 300 and something tournaments that year. If you can imagine, it was like a tournament every weekend. Sometimes they would hit 2 tournaments a weekend. So James says,
I was about to, if you're doing 300 plus tournaments, it's like, you have to do 2 tournaments each weekend. Yeah.
It was nuts. He has probably over, I don't even know the amount of trophies he's had.
Wow.
Over 2,000 something trophies.
So is the business, does he do a multitude? He does full classes and then he does one-on-ones.
Yeah, so he does, which his studio is probably a little bit intrinsic as well. He focuses heavily on one-on-one classes too. Yeah. A lot of schools don't. He does his group classes. He has different age groups. So like, for example, Monday nights is like our 3 to 6-year-old class. We're starting a Little Ninjas program, which is going to be a 2 and 3-year-old class with like parents involvement. And then Monday's going to turn into actually 4 to 6-year-olds. Wednesday night we have like 7 to 12-year-olds. Yeah. And then Thursday night we have a sparring class. So we have 2 different age groups on that night, and it's where they actually take the skills that they're learning in their group class on Monday nights and Wednesday nights, and they apply them against each other. So like the things that they're learning, they're sparring with each other as teammates and applying.
So an 8-year-old is beating up a 2-year-old. No, just kidding.
Yeah, no, that's why
Get over here, Timmy.
That's why we have different age groups. We keep it fair. We keep them against each other.
But I've given you a new idea, so that'd be fun to watch. Let's be honest.
Violent. What happens in Fight Club stays in Fight Club.
I know. It's like, let's be real. Yeah. But that's cool. That's awesome.
So and then they do a lot of private lessons. So they have private lessons every day. In between their group classes and that, they have private privates. So the kids that are we have a nationally competitive karate team.
Okay.
So the kids on the karate team, a lot of those kids are the ones that are getting private lessons to excel in like the sparring and the katas and different things, or to move up in the belt rank quicker because they're getting more one-on-one attention.
Is this his first like private, his own studio, or does he go to other ones? Does he have another one?
He does. No, this is his private studio.
Only one.
So
okay.
Yes. So we have plans to grow like other studio locations. His time is just, because he's the head instructor and everyone wants his time, so it's hard to really branch out right now. We're working on getting more instructors underneath him. That way, eventually, 1 or 2 nights can free up, and we can open up another studio location. Our 5-year goal, is to open up a studio location like over by where we live, about a half hour from here. So we would like to open up one by our house eventually.
But that
and then so he this is his main location. He has 4 instructors right now that work underneath him.
Wow.
Most of our students, a lot of them compete. They're not pushed to compete, but in our in the circuit, James grew up heavily in the competition circuit, so it's something that we do like to offer. We host our own national tournament. We just had in October.
No way.
We had about little over 200 competitors in the tournament.
Congrats.
And it's a great time.
Is it something when people come in here, maybe just looking for recreational martial arts, do they eventually, for the most part, get to a point where they are competing nationally?
The kids that have the competitive drive and that play sports at school and things like that want that aspect of it, it's definitely here for them. We do have a lot of kids that compete. We probably have maybe 140 students-ish, maybe 120 students.
That's a lot.
And
that's awesome.
I would say
so cool.
that probably half of them compete, and some of it just don't have. Some of the kids just don't have the competitive drive, and it's a great sport for kids to get involved in, whether they are athletically inclined or not. There's still the mental aspect of the techniques and building your belt system, climbing the ranks in the belt system, and the focus, determination. It's such a confidence booster for some of those kids. Like, some of the kids' parents are calling us like, this kid is getting picked on, or there's just different aspects of life for these kids. And I have seen so many success stories where the parents have come back to me and just said like, what James and Mr. Brian and our other instructors do for the kids here is amazing, and how it has boosted confidence and respect and discipline and just different things within the studio and at home.
But it kind of applies to fitness in general. Maybe everybody's looking for the confidence boost. Yeah. And they get that from here too. Yeah. I imagine they do
and
these
there's
classes.
Always a fitness aspect of it.
Yeah.
So with every class, whether it's group or private, there's always a fitness portion. So they're teaching kids how to do the push-ups, how to do sit-ups, how to properly perform those techniques. Yeah. So they're getting their physical fitness in the class, in the groups, and in the private class. Yeah.
Wow, I love that. I was never good at martial arts. That's pretty cool. But it's cool. Like, it's a mark of a good teacher, I guess, if you could take somebody who wouldn't be inclined to do that stuff and then bring them to that point where they do become competitive and they love it and they want more of it. So.
James and the staff have done a really good job of bringing some of the really shy kids out of their shell. Yeah. The really active kids, being very successful in it. It's for everybody, and they do a really good job here of inviting everyone in, and it's very family oriented, which is great. We did the fitness stuff a little bit ago. We have some of the parents who do the fitness classes while their kids are in the martial arts programs, and vice versa. Some of the women that come here and do the fitness classes that are then now putting their kids in the martial arts classes because they're seeing that's available and it's convenient and everyone's here at the same time. So we kind of we work really well as a team. We have a really good thing going, just for anyone who wants to get involved in it.
Yeah. Well, damn, that's so cool.